Hello there everybody, this is BatHell24. We're back with another Pixar theory reaction. However, it's not from the theorizer this time. I saw this video on my home feed, and it intrigues me a lot because it is by a creator by the name of Bale, who you probably know from the many different SpongeBob theories that he's created. And also his, Mind the Muse short ARG thing. I don't know what the exact movie it is, but this is the Pixar METAVERSE theory, an alternative to the PIXAR theory, and apparently it goes into the bloopers of the Pixar movies, which is a very interesting thing because they're very weird. Like, the bloopers, they're funny, but they're very weird. It's like, why? What's going on here? Like, there has to be, an in-universe explanation for this, so...
This is the
yes.
The Pixar theory.
The Pixar theory.
Pixar multiverse
yes.
theory. The Pixar theory.
The Pixar theory.
The Pixar theory. Pixar theory. Pixar theory.
And I've watched theorizes two Pixar multiverse theories that he's done. Still waiting on the other Pixar, Baby Smitty Part 2. But for now, let's take a look at what Mr. Alex Bale has to say about this Pixar metaverse theory.
By far, the most popular fan theory of all time in
The Pixar.
any media is
The Pixar theory.
the idea that every Pixar movie exists in the
Yes.
same cinematic universe, and all the hidden Easter eggs referencing other Pixar movies
Which I believe.
are actually carefully crafted hints that can be used to explain how all of these very different
Yes.
movies exist in one universe.
There's
It was created by John Negroni and has since been restated and
yes,
gone to
yes.
hundreds of different
There's
Pixar
so much in these movies to suggest that they all do happen within the same universe. And with all in the same timeline as each other. It's crazy how much stuff is WALL-E and Monsters Inc. and The Incredibles and Brave and Inside Out and fucking Ratatouille and every single Toy Story movie is connected somehow. It's mind-bogglingly insane, crazy, and it makes sense. It makes so much sense, and I'm like, how? How does it make sense? I don't know how it makes sense, but it just makes sense, and it makes my brain break and turn to mush.
And for good reason. I think the Pixar theory
Yeah?
is such a fun and clever way to think about
Yes.
movies, and the amount of connections they were able to find is really
Yeah?
impressive. But I also think the Pixar theory is fundamentally
Huh?
The theory heavily relies on the logic behind Easter eggs in Pixar
Yes.
movies to construct a
Yes.
narrative. I'm not really going to explain the theory in this video, but stuff like the reoccurring By and Large logo being proof of machines taking over, or the fact that the witch from Brave somehow has a Sully carving being proof that she's actually Boo from the future. I'm not saying you can't use Easter
Okay,
eggs.
I haven't heard that one.
I use them all the time. They are very
Yeah.
useful in
So
theory.
SpongeBob.
But if you're going to claim this Easter egg as evidence in
Yes.
your theory, then how do you explain Boo having a Nemo toy in Monsters Inc., or all of these Bugs Life toys in Toy Story 2,
Interesting.
or all of the other many references to other Pixar
Yeah.
movies? You can't just say, oh, those are just fun Easter eggs referencing other movies. They don't
No, they're not. They're not just funny little Easter eggs that don't count. We know better. We know that they are put there for a reason. Same reason as to why Boo has a fucking Finding Nemo toy, and why she has fucking a drawing of Jessie on her wall. It's like, you can't tell me that that's just, you can't write that off. You can't pass off any of these Easter eggs as just being, oh, they're just Easter eggs. You don't really need to worry about them all that much. But we do. They prove that every movie happens in the same universe. And we know from the theorizer theory that There's reason to believe that Pixar exists in every single movie in universe Pixar that creates these movies in universe. It's like universes inside universes inside universes. Why else would Boo have Marlin or Nemo as a toy? Why else would she have a drawing of Jessie on her wall? Why else would there be Bugs Life memorabilia in Toy Story? Why else would B&L be everywhere?
You're also saying this Easter egg. Now this one is actually proof of time travel and these movies being connected. Either they're all intricately placed hints about the lore, or they're all just references that don't matter. You can't have it both ways. And if we're being honest, 99% of Pixar Easter eggs are just references that can't be explained by any in-universe reason. And look, I'm not trying to ruin anyone's fun here. I know most people already know this and still choose to enjoy the Pixar theory just because it's a fun way to think about these movies, even if there isn't actually any hard evidence. That's at least how I enjoy it.
Yeah, there's also the possibility that, none of this even matters and we're just all losing our goddamn mind collectively, which could be a possibility. I mean, that could also be a possibility that, we don't know what the fuck is, going on here.
There was another way to connect
How?
these movies. A way that doesn't just rely on tiny background Easter eggs. An alternative way to look at this theory, based on actual, concrete, indisputable evidence of these characters existing in the same universe. Evidence that I have never seen even mentioned in another theory. That must sound too good to be true, right? There have been hundreds of different theories trying to connect these movies over the years. How could there possibly be anything else to say? Well, what if I told you we've all been looking in the wrong place? This is Alex Bale's Pixar Metaverse theory. I'm calling it Alex Bale's theory.
I have never seen anyone talk about the Pixar bloopers before. And sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, there's just bloopers. They're animated like the characters themselves are making the fuck-ups. But sometimes you have bloopers that are like, include other characters from other Pixar movies. Like, the one that I can think of is the Bugs Life characters showing up in like a Toy Story bloopers, or Toy Story showing up in Bugs Life bloopers. It's like, what's going on here? Like, why are the Bugs Life characters in bloopers for another movie? It makes no sense, but I bet Alex Bale is gonna explain everything here, so let's go, Alex Bale. Show me what you have. Show me the proof. I will watch.
So that if all these other Pixar theory channels start covering it, they gotta give me credit. Okay, this is my theory.
You want to eat the best, but cooking is a mess. Frozen store-bought meals seem easy, but the results will make you queasy.
Theories, but I do have one last special thing planned for you SpongeBob theory fans.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that a little more at the end. Let's finally begin.
Okay, I haven't watched the his SpongeBob theory yet, so I need to watch that. Part 1. The bloops and the gaffs.
When Pixar was first starting out, they used to include these little bonus segments during the end credits of the movies.
And these movies are funny!
Are you saying I'm stupid?
They're funny!
Marker.
String broke.
Should that just be part of the movie now?
These were bloopers where they would re-show scenes from the movie, but the characters would suddenly forget their lines, mess up, and break character.
Go get him, Mr. Solomon!
This one was my funniest. This one was the best one.
You're messing up the scene! Sorry!
The breaking character. Oh!
Does this mean we can break for lunch?
Oh.
What's so funny? Funny!
I love
It's
this.
something you'd expect from a live-action movie with real actors, but these are obviously animated movies with fake computer-generated characters and environments, meaning the creators went out of their way
to animate it like
fake
this.
bloopers just to make the movies feel more real. They even sometimes show the crew filming them. Now, obviously, these are not canon. They're just funny gags where we get to pretend like the characters are real actors on a real set. It's something that other animated movies have also done.
Since 1927, take one.
Yeah, yeah, other movies have done it.
I'm on a seafood diet. I see.
Yeah,
But if that's the case, if this is just a random throwaway gag in
Yeah.
the credits and not something we should actually
Okay.
think about, then why did the creators go out of their way to make the crew filming A Bug's Life also bugs?
Wait, what? Oh, wait a minute. Hang on, wait. Oh, wait. Wait. You might be onto something. That's shuffling my brain around, that's breaking a little bit. Why would they make the crew bugs if they're just little funny gags? What?
It's a weird detail to include
It
in
is.
such a quick little nothing gag.
It
right?
is.
But this detail has some very interesting implications for this weird little meta alternate universe where all the characters are just actors who know they're
Yeah.
making a movie. Like, this has to mean that in this universe, these actors are actually real
Yes.
talking bugs, right? Like, I first assumed maybe the implication was that they were just like humans in bug
What?
costumes. But there's no way the crew would also be in
Yeah.
costumes too. So this means that they must all be real talking
Okay.
bugs. We are looking at a universe where talking bugs are making movies about talking bugs with tiny cameras and tiny film equipment. And
Wait. If the bugs are making movies about bugs with their own equipment and shit, what does this mean for, like, other movies, like Monsters Inc. or Toy Story? Are the Monsters Inc. bloopers being shot by monsters? Are the Toy Story bloopers being shot by toys? Like, what's going on here? There's something missing.
they're not alone. The Monsters Inc. bloopers
Yeah,
are
they're from Monsters! Yes, I was saying that!
And while we don't fully see the crew in the Toy Story bloopers, and they seem to have human hands, they're the same size as
Yeah.
the toys. And in one shot, if you look closely, we can see enough of the arm to reveal it as the exact same weird bendy elbow that Woody does, meaning they are all
Exactly, yes!
all of these fictional in-universe movies are being filmed by the actual talking sentient creatures from their respective movies.
Okay.
Meaning talking bugs, toys, and monsters all actually exist in
Yes.
these weird meta blooper
Mhm.
universes. Okay, that's pretty interesting, but why does any of this...
Yeah, what does that mean for...
At the end of the day, these are still just little bonus segments that exist in their own separate continuities. It's not actually canon to the real Pixar universe that we care about. And that's true, but unlike the Pixar universe, these bloopers actually feature, for the very first time ever, concrete connections between these films.
Please show the one.
You know,
Yes, this one! This one! I was talking about this one!
Hey, how was that?
Woody shows up as a crew member on A Bug's Life. The bugs show up in Toy Story 2, and Rex shows up.
I
in
always
The
thought that was
Monsters.
interesting!
And these are not just little background.
Why would they show? What?
These are indisputable crossovers where the characters interact with each other. So no, this is not a theory about how the story in the Pixar movies connect. This is a theory about how the Pixar metaverse, the fictional universe where
Yeah.
all these stories are just movies filmed by live-action actors, connects together. And believe me, there is so much more here than you can ever
Oh,
realize.
shit.
Before we continue, I just want to say that this theory does not replace or disprove the Pixar theory or any other theory.
I'm sure this is just like a
Just because
supplement.
they acknowledge in the lore that these are just fictional movies doesn't mean you can't still theorize about the fictional movie plots. Also, as I'm recording this, I did just find out that another YouTuber,
Yeah.
theorizer, did kind of briefly mention the blue
In the Baby Smoothie theory.
and his Pixar theories do get
Yeah.
pretty meta. But as you're about to see, my theory goes in a very different
Okay.
direction. And as far as I'm aware, no one's ever actually talked about the literal crossovers in these bloopers. But you know what? Still, go check out his video. He's got some fun stuff. Go ahead and compare it to mine. And
You should check out the Theorizer, because he makes fucking amazing videos. Which I still have to watch his Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball video. So there's that I might get to at some point, but yeah.
Check out any Pixar theory I show in this video. I think they're all really cool and definitely worth a watch. Also, now that we're getting meta, we're doing kind of a television theory. I just want to clarify that when I talk about Pixar Studios from now on, I'm referring to Pixar Studios
the in-universe
exist in this metaverse. I am not trying to make any claims about the real-life Disney Pixar Studios. I am strictly theorizing about fictional
the in-universe Pixar.
Sue me, Mr. Mouse. Let's get to it.
Because we know there's an in-universe Pixar. Just in what way, we don't know. But there is an in-universe Pixar.
So, from now on, I will be referring to this connected, behind-the-scenes cinematic universe as the Pixar Metaverse, a term I'm blatantly stealing from Twitter.
Okay.
We now know for a fact that the world of the Pixar Metaverse has actual talking toys, bugs, and monsters
making movies.
That all coexist and make movies together about
and they appear in other bloopers.
And monsters. Unfortunately, only these 3 movies had these bloopers, so we don't really get a ton of information about how this metaverse world works. It seems like the main difference between the metaverse and the world of the Pixar movies is that humans are most likely aware of all of these talking creatures' existence.
Yeah.
We don't see any humans in these bloopers, but the fact that humans are also acting in these movies seems to imply that they're working together. One of the monsters even says they're working in Hollywood.
You're messing up the scene. Sorry. We're never gonna work in Hollywood again.
So yeah, humans and talking toys and bugs and monsters all peacefully coexist.
But wait, that would mean that the humans know that the toys are talking, but act as if they don't, and act as if they have no idea what's going on. I'm just gonna watch this because my brain is getting fried just thinking about it.
And even though we never see it, I think there's a good chance that talking rats and fish and maybe even superheroes all exist in the same world and everyone knows about it and it's not a big deal. There would be some exceptions like the films that depict entirely different worlds, but even if the worlds in those movies are fictional, in this metaverse, I don't see why there can't also be talking cars and robots and even straight up magical creatures just walking the streets. You know, if magical talking toys exist, I feel like they all could exist in the same world at the same time, peacefully coexisting. And that's where I was gonna end the Pixar Metaverse theory. It's not the most complicated, in-depth idea. It kind of just explains itself once you think about it. But hey, I'm not complaining, you know? Easy theory means easy video. I got no problem with that.
But what?
But then, right when I was about to record this video, I felt a little itch in the back of my head. The same itch you get when you look at bad mocap animation or an unlicensed knockoff of a popular character. The kind of itch that tells you there's something off here. That behind the laughter and the kooky hijinks is something profoundly wrong. So I rewatched the bloopers over and over again. For weeks I couldn't sleep without thinking about these damn bloopers. And then one day I finally realized what it was that was bothering me so much. It was this one single clip from the Bugs Life.
Hold on, let me watch it.
Marker.
Oh, wait, stop. I think I swallowed a bug.
What?
Wait a second. How if he's if he swallowed a bug, but he's a bug. What? In this same clip, they remind us that these are not just people wearing bug costumes. The crew clearly also looks like
bugs.
But then how did he swallow a tiny bug? Are these things not actually bugs? And if so, what are they? And look at their reaction.
I think I swallowed a bug.
They're not horrified like he just consumed an equal member of their society. They're laughing the way you or me would laugh if we swallowed a fly. And it's not like flies are tiny in this world.
They're massive.
They're the same size as the ladybug. It's an extremely weird
It's interesting.
But I soon realized it was far from the only
Woo! I don't remember eating that.
Huh?
That's the 5th time. Sorry, everyone. I had the bean
Green
burrito for lunch.
I had
bean burrito for lunch.
Toys don't toys have never eaten in any of these movies. The closest we get is maybe Bullseye licking cheese dust off a finger, but that's just tasting. They don't have internal organs. They can't actually consume food. This would seem to imply that the actors were not toys. But remember, the off-screen crew also looks like toys. And not to mention, in this clip, there are tons of identical Buzz clones that sound exactly like him, even when they're out of character.
So...
Which implies they are real toys, but toys don't eat. And why is Rex so big compared to the monsters? Monsters are supposed to be bigger than humans, and...
Yeah, wait. Why is Rex, like, so much taller than the monsters? Because we know monsters are so much bigger than humans, and humans are so much bigger than toys. Oh, what the fuck is this? Does that mean... What does that mean? What does that mean? Like... Oh, this is really hitting my brain.
Much bigger than toys. And why do the bugs look tiny compared to Buzz, even though Woody was shown to be the exact same size?
There's inconsistencies.
Why is this bird a mechanical robot when everyone else is a talking living thing? And wait. If they're just supposed to be actors pretending to be fictional characters, why does Buzz call Woody out of character?
What? What are you laughing about? Huh? Real funny.
Why?
Wouldn't Woody's actor have a different name that Buzz would call them when
they're acting?
What? What's so funny? Woody! Huh? Darn it, Woody!
None of these bloopers make any sense. And the fact that they don't make any sense doesn't make any goddamn sense. Because the creators clearly went out of their way to add details to clarify the lore of this world, while also going out of their way to add details that directly contradict what they display it,
and then the details contradict the entire fucking thing. It's like, yeah, they're toys shooting a movie, and they're bugs shooting a movie, and they're monsters shooting a movie, but at the same time, why would a bug swallow the bug and the other bugs laugh at him? Why would toys eat food? Why is Rex so much taller in Monsters Inc. than he should be? Why? Ugh.
Set up, like literally in the same shot, they're contradicting themselves. If they're not bugs, then just make the crew human, or just don't show the crew. You can't have both.
What?
Okay, so I think the answer to this is obvious. This is all just bullshit. It's a kids movie. They were just making random shit up, and I've wasted weeks of my life over this. I acted all cocky in the beginning of this video, like, oh, I've discovered this amazing new evidence that no one was smart enough to even consider. But the reason why people don't consider these bloopers is because they don't
they don't make sense.
And they only made 3 of these tiny little segments. We haven't gotten another blooper in 22 years. There is not nearly enough content here.
It's like they make no sense.
And even what we do have is full of contradictions. This whole video...
So it basically makes no sense that these things exist in the bloopers, and they're just like, well, they just made shit up for the fuck of it. Ha ha ha!
And I should just scrap it and work on something else.
Well, maybe you shouldn't.
But then I got that itch
again. Oh boy, what rabbit hole did you go down, Alex Bale?
Believe me, I wanted to scrap this video and work on something else, but I couldn't shake the feeling that there must be something somewhere out there that gives us just another glimpse of this behind-the-scenes metaverse world. So I kept searching, searching everywhere I could think of. The PIXAR Wikipedia, the Disney Plus spin-offs and short films. I even watched fucking Mater's Tall Tales, and there was still nothing I could see. But then I realized I was looking in the wrong place. PIXAR always re-releases their movies on DVD, and a lot of these DVDs have
No, don't tell me the fucking bonus features have evidence in them. don't tell me that the Disc 2 bonus features in Monsters Inc. has evidence about this metaverse. Don't tell me that the Finding Nemo Disc 2 has fucking evidence!
Content like creator interviews, deleted scenes, old promotional material, and most importantly,
Yeah.
blooper segments. If there's more metaverse content out there, I bet you it's on these DVDs. So I bought as many
Yes.
DVDs as I could find and started looking through every single
Mhm.
lineup until I found a little something called character interviews.
Oh.
We've arranged to go live via satellite for the stars
Yeah.
of Toy Story, Woody, and Buzz.
Huh?
Hello, guys.
I've never seen
The
this.
Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles DVDs all feature...
I've never seen these.
Thank you.
I have never seen these.
Hello! This is a set for Andy's room. It's where all his toys live in the movie.
Oh, well, you know, we really shouldn't give too much away.
These are
Oh.
interviews with the animated characters talking with real live-action
Mhm.
humans trying to promote
Yeah.
their movies.
Come see Toy Story 2.
I'll certainly try.
This is 100% in the same metaverse as the bloopers, and we now have almost 15 minutes of new content
Okay.
to analyze. So,
Let's analyze it.
So immediately, there's a lot of similarities between these interviews and the bloopers. Like the bloopers, the interviews also act like what we are seeing is not
Yeah.
animated. It's being filmed by actual film equipment and cameras.
Oh my gosh, is that a camera?
Mhm.
Hi!
Hi.
And again, even though the characters are presented as actors...
So I've never seen any of these character interviews, so this is all news to me that there's fucking like actual in-universe interviews being done by who in the universe? I don't fucking know. We know that there's actual people though constructing these interviews, and it's like, how are they doing this? Do they exist in this universe as well? Is this the universe Pixar doing this? What? Huh?
They still have the same names as the characters they play.
My name
Yes.
is Flick, and I guess you could say I'm the hero
Yeah.
of the picture.
This will get them into the theaters in droves.
Buzz, it's not true.
Now, the Toy Story, Bug's Life, and Finding Nemo interviews don't really tell us anything that we
Okay.
already know, but the Incredibles interviews are very, very interesting.
That's a reference! Oh!
It's an incredible pleasure
Yeah?
to be here.
Unlike the other interviews, these aren't disconnected video calls. The Incredibles are actually in the
That's-
room with the live-action humans.
that's interesting.
It's just very
Yeah.
weird and uncanny
Mhm.
looking.
Nancy, I love that outfit.
Thanks.
Huh?
Elastigirl,
Huh?
good to see you. You look great.
But even stranger, when asked about being in these movies, the Incredibles have a very different
Yeah?
Now
response.
that you have finished filming
Okay,
The
let's hear.
Incredibles, are you looking forward to getting back to your regular life and settling down a little bit?
I didn't really make
What?
a movie. This whole movie is a cartoon,
Huh?
you know?
It's a cartoon. It's a computer-generated, exaggerated thing.
Oh,
Unlike every other
what? You said that it... Why are they saying that it's computer generated when they're the ones in the movie? What? My head is hurting. My head is actually hurting. Like, a little bit. It's like hurting a little bit. What the fuck is this?
instance of the Pixar metaverse, The Incredibles claims that their movie actually is
Yeah.
animated.
No, it's a cartoon. It's animated.
Man, I'm not in the movie. It's a cartoon.
Why?
Do I look like a cartoon to you?
They are very insistent that The Incredibles movie is just a cartoon that they didn't even act. It was just something inspired by their
Yeah.
real lives.
I mean, I didn't really do anything. I mean, they paid me a fee to use elements of my life
What?
story.
We just gave Pixar permission to be inspired by
What?
this is a legal term. Our lives.
What do you mean?
Which is weird, because they are clearly
The fuck do you mean inspired by?
compared to the real-life human interviewers in front of them. They even acknowledge this in the interviews.
Do I look like a cartoon to you?
Kinda.
Like, huh? These movies
Why?
not being animated was the only consistent
Yeah.
thing about the metaverse, but now they're contradicting that too.
It's a cartoon. It's animated.
How am I supposed to make a theory about this?
It's
I
con-
do every possible avenue for more.
Everything is contradicting everything at this point. It's like the creators couldn't make up their fucking mind, or they just did it to bullshit. And they were doing it just to make something up. Or maybe there's an actual fucking explanation for this that is beyond me, because yeah.
And only found more contradictions. Look, obviously Pixar puts a lot of time and effort into the world building of these award-winning animated movies, but clearly they don't give a fuck. These bonus behind the scenes.
It's like
there's no theory here. I give up.
There's no theory in Boston Say.
Wait a second. These award-winning animated
What?
movies. Oh my god. How did I miss
Wait.
this? Pixar has been nominated and won many different awards for
Yes.
movies, but sometimes during the Oscars, guess who presents these awards?
Wow, the Academy.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you actually fucking serious? The toys are presenting the awards? Now how do you explain that, Pixar? Everything that you have shown us with the bloopers and the character interviews contradicts everything. Why? Oh, why? Fucking why? Fucking tell me why?
Awards.
Yeah, the best nominees.
That's right. Characters from Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Monsters Inc., The Incredibles, Cars, and even
I don't fucking get it!
appearances at the
Why?
This thing is so heavy.
And I know your immediate instinct is probably going to be to say, "Oh, come on, these are just cute little
No!
monsters. They don't count." But why not? Like the bloopers and interviews, they talk like they're actors in a movie.
Excuse me, Buzz, I had the leading role.
Technically,
But are there contradictions here?
They even show a character interview for the movie Up.
So what does this nomination mean to you?
Huh? What?
What is that? I will explore it now.
Oh god.
Like it or not, these award shows are absolutely canon to the metaverse. And the reason why that is such an insane thing is because they are not the only animated characters at the awards.
Shrek, Aaron Warner.
Of course, it's a tremendous honor to be
Are
nominated.
you fucking sick?
Mom got an Academy Award.
These are not Pixar movies!
Yes, I am now claiming every single non-Pixar character that shows up alongside the Pixar characters at these awards is now officially a part of the same.
Why?
Look, they even interact with each other. Mike and Sully react to losing Best Animated Picture to Shrek, and Lightning McQueen literally talks to Happy Feet.
Whoa, look at you.
This is no longer the Pixar Metaverse theory. This is now just straight up the animated movie Metaverse theory. It's all canon. They're all connected.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
Alright, so let me pause for a
Yeah?
second. I may have just lost a few of you guys there. At this point, you might be realizing that I haven't really done a lot of actual theorizing yet. I've kind of just listed off a bunch of increasingly absurd and contradictory facts. And now I've just gone and connected a million other franchises from other studios. Like what, do I have to buy all their DVDs now too? Well, first off, I'm still gonna mostly just focus on the characters. Technically, yes, all of these movie characters are now connected in the metaverse, but this is still just a Pixar theory. But more importantly, we are finally done searching for new evidence, and we are ready to start the theory that we're building up to for this.
Let's go. Theorize.
That's because in these award shows is a single clip that can be used to explain every single loose end and weird contradiction in the metaverse.
What do you mean?
A clip that fundamentally changes our way of viewing this
What?
world. The clip I'm referring to is the presentation for Best Animated Short Film from the 71st Academy Awards.
And this is the Bugs Life one. Yeah. Okay.
This thing is so heavy. Hi, we're here to present the award for Best Animated Short Film because we're animated and we are short.
Huh? What?
For the first time ever, Flick refers to the bug's life
It's
as
animated.
animated.
We're
Yes.
animated.
And at first, this just seems like another contradiction in the massive pile of metaverse contradictions. But this little piece of information can be used to solve everything.
What?
How could Flick possibly be animated if he's physically on the stage at the Oscars in front of a crowd of real human beings?
You're losing me.
And I'm not asking how is this literally done.
You're losing me.
I know it's all just special effects and none of this is actually real. I'm asking, in the lore of the metaverse world where all of this is canon, how could this possibly make sense? How could any of these actors be animated when we are shown time and time
That they're
again
real.
that they are real, physical, living things that can actually interact with the real world and require a crew and equipment to
Yeah.
build them?
Because we're animated.
Because
Animated.
animated. What does the word animated
What does that mean?
We assume it means just a fake CGI
Yes.
creation, but the word
Full of
literally
life.
means full of life. So here is the actual theory
What?
I'm building up to for this entire video. Every actor we see in the metaverse is animated, but they aren't just soulless computer programs. They are actual living things that
What?
can physically exist and interact with the real world. Just like in real life, all the characters were created by PIXAR to star in their movies, but in the metaverse, PIXAR actually somehow physically brought them to life.
Oh.
This is supported by a little comment Carl makes during
Huh?
his Oscar interview. What is that? I will explore it now.
What is this? Love of Pete.
Carl says, for the love of Pete, which is another way of saying, for the love
Yeah.
of God. But I think Carl replacing the word God here with Pete is also a sneaky little reference to the fact that the director of Up was also named
Shut
Pete.
up.
Directed by
Shut the fuck up.
So in the metaverse lore, Carl is essentially saying that Pete Doctor,
Is
director of Up,
God.
is God, aka the person who literally created him and brought him to life. So no, this metaverse is not a world where all bugs and toys and cars
Okay.
can talk. This is a world where animation studios can literally create life in whatever form they choose. We don't know exactly how this happens. Maybe they were grown in a lab, or maybe it's like Toy Story where the power of love and imagination brought them to life. From the little details we do get, it does seem like a computer is involved somehow, but I personally feel like it's probably some kind of mix of technology and some sort of Toy Story imagination magic or whatever.
Computers alone did not create Toy Story. Toy Story carries a human spirit that shines even brighter than its computerized glow.
Again, we don't have enough information to figure out the exact mechanics of it, and that's okay. That's not what this theory is about. My theory is that in this metaverse world, PIXAR and every other animation studio brings these characters to life and uses them as the cast and crews of the movies. And it's okay if you don't fully believe me yet, because I'm about to show you that this idea can be used to explain every single contradiction in the metaverse. So, let's take a look. First off, how does Slim swallow a bug if he's supposed to be a bug?
I think I swallowed a bug.
Well, he's not. He's a magical, animated representation of a bug, and the bug he swallowed is an actual, real bug that made its way onto the Bug's Life set. This also explains why the toy actors need to eat.
I had the bean burrito for lunch.
It's because
they're not toys.
Toys. Sure, they actually look like them on the outside, but they probably have internal organs and all the same basic needs as any living thing. Okay, fine. But why do the actors in the metaverse still call them bugs by their names?
Why do they do that?
My name is Flex.
Oh, come on, Buzz! You're right, Woody.
Well, if we're going off of Toy Story logic, when the actors are created, I think they're also given the same beliefs and personality of whatever character they're supposed to represent. It's like in Toy Story 1, when Buzz literally thought he was a real human space ranger despite being a tiny toy.
I'm Buzz Lightyear's space ranger.
That makes sense.
You actually think you're the
Somehow that makes sense.
It's because he was made to be a character. In fact, this is probably also why Bullseye or the Queen's Aphid, two characters that are meant to be just regular, non-speaking animal pets.
Hold on. Go, 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 go.
Isn't that my baby? Oh, you're such a cute little aphid. Still act like pets, even when they aren't filming.
Careful! No, down, Bullseye! Bullseye! Stop, horsey! Whoa!
I need a doll over here.
It's because this is the belief they were imbued with. And it makes sense because, you know, if you believe you are a character, you're gonna give the most believable performance. Okay, but here's a tough one. How come the bird from A Bug's Life was actually a fake animatronic?
Yeah, why?
You know, if Pixar can easily bring to life...
Why not make a bird?
They want, why bother building a robot for this scene? Doesn't this kind of disprove my whole theory? Actually, it helps prove it. In A Bug's Life, this bird is a regular, unintelligent, wild bird. All it does throughout the entire movie is just mindlessly attack other characters. So, if Pixar was to actually bring this bird to life, it would always have the belief that it's just a mindless wild bird that wants to eat bugs all the time, even when they aren't filming, just like Bullseye or the Aphid, which would obviously be way too dangerous for a film set full of bug characters, hence why they have a fake animatronic bird instead. Starting to all kind of make sense, isn't it? What else do we got? Why are the sizes of the toys
why are they?
monsters all so inconsistent in the bloopers? Well, if Pixar can create life in any form they choose, there's nothing stopping them from just creating an extra small or extra big copy of the character. In fact, we already know Pixar sometimes makes many copies of the same character.
With the buzzes.
I can't believe that's the fifth time. Where's that guy in?
And the two instances where we see these size differences are both jokes that rely on the characters being way too big or small.
Hey, good morning!
The gag just wouldn't work if they were all the same size. So yeah, I think Pixar just created extra small Bugs Life characters or an extra big Rex just for this one gag. Or honestly, this is probably just the same giant Rex from the opening of Toy Story 3.
Huh. That might be it.
Alright, cool. So this theory seems to fix a lot of the weird, small contradictions in the bloopers. But what about the biggest contradiction in the entire metaverse? The one I've been avoiding talking about. I'm of course referring to...
What the hell is going on with the Incredibles interview?
This whole movie is a cartoon.
Yeah, what's going on with this one? Because if Pixar can create whatever the hell they want and imbue the essence of whatever they want into these stand-ins to cast for their movies, then why are the Incredibles stand-ins saying that it's an animated movie when they should have no knowledge of that because Pixar made them? What?
My life story.
I was paid to allow this fiction to
go
forward.
Man, I'm not in the movie. It's a cartoon. Do I look like a cartoon to you?
My theory lines up so perfectly with everything
but then,
in the universe until we get to these damn interviews where they're like, no, we're not animated, we're not cartoons, we're real people just like you. We weren't even in the movie, it was just inspired by our real lives. And yeah, it probably would ruin my theory if it wasn't a damn lie.
What?
You lying, deceiving bastard! I didn't even realize.
Chris Wilson. God, I love that guy. I love him.
Clearly does not believe him.
Do I look like a cartoon to you?
Kinda.
Because he's lying. They're all clearly animated characters when compared
so why are they lying?
Interviewers in the room. And the reason they're lying about this is because they're ashamed of the way they were portrayed in the movie.
These characters don't look anything like me or my family. I was never.
Oh, what?
They exaggerate the weight part.
I'd rather forget the way I am portrayed in this movie. Pull yourself together. I am not abrasive.
I just wish the filmmakers didn't feel the need to exaggerate everything. I'm not saying the film is libelous, but our lawyers are looking into it.
I mean, just listen to how defensive they sound when they're trying to pretend like they're not in this movie.
It's a cartoon. No, it's a cartoon. It's animated.
Do I look like a cartoon to you? The Incredibles is a movie.
The interviewers don't even believe them. They just
they're just like, yeah, sure, whatever.
In the movie, it's really funny.
It's a cartoon.
Okay, you look really pretty great in this movie. I'd put my money on maybe special training.
No, it's a cartoon.
Well, you know what they say, the camera adds 10 pounds.
This whole movie is a cartoon, you know?
There are a lot of scenes that look quite dangerous in this movie. How'd you pull it off?
The obvious subtext of these interviews is that they are all trying to hide the fact that they are the animated characters that were in these movies. So no, this does not contradict my theory. Okay, so that is my metaverse theory. We We now understand what these actors really are, and we've been able to explain every contradiction. There is clearly a consistent internal logic to these clips. But I didn't make this video just to explain away a bunch of inconsistencies and a few random bonus clips. If that's all there was, then I wouldn't have even bothered making this
So you're saying there's more?
The real reason I am making this theory is to answer a single question. What is the relationship between these living animations and their creators? Now, this may seem like an innocent question at first, but understanding this relationship is key to unlocking the full truth behind the PIXAR metaverse. Trust me, you have no idea how dark things are.
Oh no. The system is rigged. Big claim. Let's see if it plays out.
In the Toy Story movies, the toys kind of view the kid who brought them to life as God, at least for the most part. And their entire purpose in life is to make their God happy.
You're Bonnie's toy. You are going to help create happy memories that will last for the rest of her life.
We're Andy's toys, Woody.
We'll be there for him. Together.
Rhino Stew made a great video talking about the religious themes of Toy Story. I highly recommend it. But is this also the case with these living animations created by the studio? Well, that's what I initially thought, but the bloopers paint a bit of a different picture. The actors have breaks.
I had that bean burrito for lunch.
Does this mean we can break for lunch?
Trailers.
I cannot work like this. I will be in my trailer.
Even agents.
Come on now. That's it. I draw the line at monkey. Get my agent on the phone.
And even other acting jobs that they're able to take outside of the PIXAR movies.
What are you gonna do next? Well, I'm up for this villain in a toothpaste commercial.
Oh.
And also, the fact that Pixar took the time to build an animatronic bird for its life implies that there is some kind of safety requirement in these sets. So, these actors are not slaves. It seems like they have the same agency, free will, rights that any human actor has, including a reasonable expectation for safety. They probably even get paid, which is good because, unlike in Toy Story, these actors need food and probably other basic essentials. I mean, come on, they're even showing up and winning awards at the Oscars. Their life doesn't seem
they don't. It doesn't. But is there a dark side to this?
So yeah, even though they were created by the studio for a specific purpose, it seems like these animations have a lot of say over how they're treated or what they do with their lives. You know, I was kind of expecting like a dark twist where the animations would be horribly mistreated or something, but it kind of seems like everything's okay in the metaverse.
Well, maybe not.
But then
You got that itch again.
Why do I still feel this itch? Why do I look at these clips and still feel like there's something very wrong here? But I checked everywhere. Everything points to them being happy and treated fairly. They have a good life. They even get to accept awards at the Oscars.
What?
Do they accept the awards? I mean,
do they?
Yeah, they show up when they're
Wait, do they?
And sometimes they even get to present the award, so surely they'd be able to accept this great honor if they won, right?
The Academy rules specify that animated characters must remain in their seats. Only real people can accept the
Oh my god.
The Academy rules specify that animated characters must remain in their seats. Only
People
real
can accept
people
the
can
awards.
accept the award. Huh. Is that actually a rule at the Oscars? Like they'll allow them to present the awards but not accept them because they're not quote-unquote real? Oh, I get it. This is just like a funny little joke they're making. You know, the Oscars, they always got these funny comedians coming up with their funny little jokes like this.
The Academy rules specify that animated characters must remain in their seats.
What?
Only people can accept the award.
Huh.
There it is again.
5 years later, and a different presenter.
Exact same thing.
Same thing, word for word.
The Academy rules specify that animated characters must remain in their seats. Only real people can accept the award.
It
What?
sounds like this actually
A
is
rule.
a rule at the Oscars. They are saying that even though these animated characters are alive and physically,
They can't accept the
they
awards.
still aren't real enough to accept the award for their own movie, only real people are allowed to do
What?
that. And look, I know these presenters weren't actually trying to carefully set up intricate lore for the PIXAR metaverse, but regardless, it's still part of the metaverse, and I'm gonna use it intentional or otherwise. Because just listen to what they're saying. Animations remain seated. Only real people accept the awards. Doesn't that just sound like animated characters are viewed as some kind of lower class in this world? And even when they are allowed on stage to present the awards, we hear this.
Now, a small favor of the winner. I realize this is your big night, you know, and stepping on the little people is a Hollywood tradition, but please, when you come to accept your award, just watch yourself. Thanks.
They're afraid of real people stepping on them.
Like,
what?
Of course, it's a tremendous honor to be nominated for such a prestigious group.
What's the secret of cows? These are all cartoons. I thought we got nominated like a real movie.
What?
Mr. Fox says, I thought we got nominated like a real movie. He's upset because he wasn't nominated for Best Picture, but instead
Best Animated Picture.
Because he knows in this world, animated movies and animated people are treated as lesser than real movies and real people. You know, which is true in the real world Oscars as well. This gives a whole new context to why The Incredibles were lying in their interviews. They're not just pretending like they're not in the movie, they're trying to
like they're real people.
They're not even animated.
Do I look like a cartoon?
They're trying to pretend that they're these real people.
They're lying because of the way animated characters are treated in this world.
They're trying to pass off that they're these quote-unquote real people so that they can actually accept the awards because they want to be treated like these quote-unquote real people. Because in this metaverse, they're not. They're treated like a lesser class, which is why they can't accept awards, because awards can only be accepted by real people, and animated characters must stay in their seats.
Okay, so that all paints a pretty bleak picture of the metaverse world. But at least in the bloopers, when they're on a film set, it seems like they're treated pretty well. You know, they've got agents looking out for them and safety regulations. And yeah, that's all true, but now that we have this new context in mind, let's take another look at that.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Hey, how was that? Was I scary? Do I get the part?
What?
Rex asks,
Did I get part?
This is not just an outtake. This is an audition.
Was I scary? Do I get the part?
That's why he's not in this part. That's why he's not in this part in the movie, because he didn't get the part. Are some of these auditions? Are some of these bloopers actually in-universe auditions? I need to hear this. I need to hear what he says.
And that's strange, right? Why do they have to audition when they were literally
for the movie?
For the role they're playing. Like, who else would audition for the role of Woody and Buzz, other than the Woody and Buzz they literally created for that role? But remember, they didn't only make...
They made multiple Buzzes. Yeah.
I can't believe that's the fifth time that guy in.
We see tons of Buzz Lightyears, all of them alive with Buzz's same voice, even out of character. The only reason I could see them needing an audition process is if Pixar is creating multiple copies of the same character and then forcing them to audition and only one gets chosen. Again, we already know Pixar makes multiple copies of their actors. These blooper characters are most likely just resized copies. Obviously, this giant Rex isn't getting a lot of work after his one scene in Toy Story 3, so it makes sense that he'd try an audition to be in Monsters, Inc. And just imagine for a second, if this is true, if you were created with the belief that you are Buzz Lightyear from a Toy Story and created for the sole purpose of being the star of a movie, and then you don't get the part you were literally created for, the only reason why you exist, the actors who get cast in top roles all get agents, trailers, and maybe even prestigious Oscar awards, but what happens to the rest of the actors they created?
True, what happens?
And again, it's not like they're the same as the Toy Story.
Like, what happened to the Rex that didn't get the part in Monsters, Inc.? Like, what happened to him? Like, we know that he's in Toy Story 3, but what happened when he didn't get that part and was instead replaced by a generic dinosaur?
can just patiently wait to maybe get played with one day. These animations need food and probably all the other basic essentials that all living things need. But it's fine, you know, they don't have to be in Pixar movies. No one's forcing them to do anything. They can just get a part and do something else. But think about it. If you were made specifically for one role and only that role, who would really hire you for any
True. Wait, that's true.
Animations can change the way they look either. When Giant Rex auditions for Monsters Inc., he still looks like a plastic toy dinosaur.
That's true. What? Wait.
Though the role obviously calls for a realistic monster. And no, he doesn't get the part. An actual realistic monster toy actor gets it.
Hey, Ted! Good morning!
And even when they do get other roles, it's something small, like a villain toothpaste commercial.
Which is the little green alien,
Actually, no, he's not even cast in it yet. He's just
for audition.
But still, the other aliens act like this is the role of a lifetime.
Wow, that's great.
Because for them, it probably is. Pixar made hundreds of these tiny alien copies that never return after this scene. A villain in a toothpaste commercial is probably as good as it gets for these guys who are stuck looking and sounding like this forever. It gives a much darker context to this blooper clip where two monsters panic.
Because we never see these monsters again. We never see them again. We never see them in Monsters University, even though that's like a prequel. We never see them. Like, ever. After this point. Did they get fired after this one incident? Did they get fired by Pixar? Because the one person messed up the lines? And they had a bit of a scuffle?
Go get him, Mr. Solomon! You idiot! Solomon, not Solomon! What? You're messing up the scene! Sorry! Never gonna work in Hollywood again! Let me do it over! Shut up! Keep rolling! You're making it worse!
They are terrified of never working in Hollywood again because they know the studio easily replace them with an identical copy, and their prospects for finding other roles in this industry are extremely limited. Okay, that sucks, but they don't necessarily need to be actors. Why don't they just get a different job? But remember, this is a world that treats animations as a lower class, and some of them are tiny animations who have to worry about getting stepped on. What possible role could they serve in a society run by real humans? The best they could get is probably working as a crew for other tiny Pixar movies, and that's exactly what we see. All the crew members we see in these bloopers are not just random animations. They are
characters from the movie.
In the movie they are filming. So either these actors are also working as crew members on the same movie they're in, which sounds unlikely, or these are the reject copies of actors who weren't lucky enough to get the part. So now their only option is to work as a part of the film crew, which probably pays less and comes with a lot less perks. You think these guys get trainers and agents? Remember when we saw Woody holding the slate while they were filming The Bug's Life? Was this just a fun cameo, or was this actually many rejected Woody clones who didn't?
I'm gonna say that's probably a copy or clone of Woody that Pixar made, and just, you know, repurposed for, you know, being on crew, which does not pay at all, and they don't get the luxuries of like a trailer, an agent, stuff like that.
For the lucky animations who do get the part and all the perks that come with it, what happens after the movie ends? Sure, some will go on to make sequels, but what about the actors from A Bug's Life who never got a sequel? Well, we know exactly what happened to them.
You know, I can't believe that you talked him into making A Bug's Life too.
Oh, I can hardly believe it also. But there's a little baby tiny thing I forgot to tell you.
What?
What's that, Hyman? It's not A Bug's Life.
Oh.
I don't understand. What is it then?
What?
They never got A Bug's Life 2, so the best these former
bloopers
is a small cameo in
Yeah.
Toy Story 2, where they're basically the butt of a joke. Actually, wait, these aren't even the same actors from A Bug's Life. They're the extra tiny copies that the studio made just for this one gag and then never used again. These guys are screwed. Also, all of this recontextualizes a lot of the cameos and Easter eggs we see in Pixar movies. hear me out. If there
Are those the copies?
just for this one tiny gag that's barely visible in the actual movie, then what about the other many Bugs Life toys in the background of Toy Story 2? Are these just lifeless props, or are they actually living animations? I think every time we've seen a toy Easter egg from another movie, it's actually been one of the many animated copies who are only able to get acting work as a silent background Easter egg. Remember, none of these animations are being forced to do anything. They have their own free will and rights. They don't have to work on the crew or do these demeaning Easter egg roles. But what else?
They can't really do anything.
They need money to buy food, but they're made in a way that makes them only useful to the Pixar studio. They've got the system rigged so that no one's being forced to do anything. No laws are being broken here, but they aren't really given better options. There's even a really distasteful joke that was removed from new releases of the Toy Story bloopers that's clearly a reference to the casting couch.
Prospector, how about you? And so you two.
Wait, this was removed?
You know, I'm sure I could get you a part in Toy Story 2. I'm sorry, are we back? Oh, all right, girls. Lovely talking with.
You know what? Now I can see why it's removed. You know, maybe it was a good thing that the blooper was removed from subsequent releases of Toy Story 2. I don't think we see those girls in Toy Story 3 anyway, so that's distasteful. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth, especially because Prospector Pete is seemingly much older than these Barbie actresses. I'm not even gonna think about that. Just move on. Move on.
With you, yes, anytime you'd like some tips on acting, I'd be glad to chat. All right, off we go then.
It's hard not to see the obvious parallels between this and the real-life problems of the film industry. But unlike the real film industry, the actors can't unionize and strike for better rights, because the studios can just create copies of the exact same actor to replace them. That's the insidious thing about these bloopers. They show all of these actors laughing, having a good time on set. Oh, everyone's friends here, but it's all to hide the reality behind the scenes. That's the itch I've been feeling this entire time. It's probably why the in-universe Pixar Studios' first movie was Toy Story, a movie that more or less shows us how these actors were created. Except Pixar portrays all these toys as happily subservient to the humans who gave them life.
Over in that house is a kid who thinks you are the
best.
You are his toy.
We're Andy's toys, Woody.
We'll be there for him. But together.
They don't mind that this is their whole purpose for existing. They love their humans and would do anything for them. They don't even need food. It's great. You don't even think about how we treat our animated actors. Look, they're having a great time in the bloopers. They love their life. Look, everyone's joking around. Oh, Woody pranked Buzz. They're all happy. It's great. It doesn't matter. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. And that is the Pixar Metaverse theory. It's Bale's Pixar Metaverse theory, okay? I came up with this theory. You gotta give me credit if you want to just restate it in your YouTube videos or your TikToks, okay? Alright, there you go. That is my version of the Pixar.
Okay.
Who knows if any of this was actually ever intended by the creators, but either way, the implications are there, and I think it's fun to think about regardless. I am no longer the SpongeBob theory guy. I am now the meta theory guy, pointing out how every movie or show
I still need to watch his SpongeBob theories.
Oh, it's meta! It is funny how many of these properties have a secret meta layer to them, and I wouldn't be surprised if I ended up making more theories about other topics essentially saying the same thing. But, you know, it'll still be different every time. I know I promised my next theory would be the big final SpongeBob mega compilation that we posted all of the old theories with new evidence and a bunch of mini theories. You know, I was originally hoping that would just be an easy cash grab video where I could just recycle old content. But it turns out I actually have a lot more to add to that than I thought. Yeah, the bonus content alone in that is actually bigger than several full SpongeBob theories combined. So that video is going to take a little longer to...
How long is that?
Plus, I wanted to post a theory sooner after the big break I took to make Don't Feed the Muse 3. else can I say? Thank you for the support on the final episode of Don't Feed the Muse and my film What the Heck is Going On, which ironically has a plot that's very similar to this theory, so go check that out. I am currently working on my...
Okay, so I'm gonna just pause it here, but that is very, very interesting. That's a very, very interesting theory about the Pixar metaverse and the bloopers and everything else, and realizing that, yeah, the in-universe Pixar is kind of shitty. It's kind of very, very shitty, you know? It's kind of a very, very shitty movie company that's in-universe Pixar, creating copies of their actors just to threaten to replace them with an exact copy if they are acting incorrectly, but showing them, oh hey, everything's fine, everything is perfectly normal, look at these actors, they're laughing, they're enjoying it, they're having fun, but they're not. They are not having fun because they are not being treated the same way as real people. That's a crazy theory, and I hope y'all enjoyed my reaction to this, my first Alex Bale video. Pretty cool. Maybe I'll tackle that, you know, massive SpongeBob mega compilation at some point when that drops. But as for me, my next reaction is probably going to be the Claudia with the chips and meatballs theory from the Theorizer. I think that's going to be the next theory. I'll see all of you in the next video. Later.